The sky above Earth was calm, almost peaceful, but far beyond the atmosphere, a storm of metal and fire approached. The Draxian fleet, a massive armada of sleek, dark warships, moved silently through the void of space. Their engines barely whispered, but the sheer size of their fleet made the silence terrifying. On board the lead ship, Admiral Vortha's eyes glowed with a cold light as he looked at the holographic map of the solar system. Earth was just another dot, a small blue planet, but soon it would be their next conquest. "Ready the weapons," Vorth commanded. His voice was sharp, full of certainty. "The humans are weak. They will not even see us coming." But somewhere on Earth, humans were already aware. Satellites picked up the fleet's approach, and alarms began to sound in military bases around the world. In a small command center underground, Commander Elena Diaz stared at the screens, her hands gripping the edge of the table. "This is not a drill," she said. "We are being watched. And not just watched. They are coming." Her team moved quickly, following protocols that had been updated just months before. Fighter jets launched, satellites shifted orbits, and drones prepared for reconnaissance. Despite all the planning, fear ran through every room. Humanity had never faced an enemy like this. The Draxians were rumored to be unstoppable, with weapons that could destroy planets in minutes. Meanwhile, far above, the alien fleet prepared their first strike. Energy beams charged along the hulls of their ships, casting eerie reflections on the surrounding darkness. Every soldier knew their mission. Earth would fall, and its people would be nothing but a warning to the rest of the galaxy. Confidence filled the bridge of each ship. They believed their victory was certain. Yet, the Galactic Council, observing from their distant citadel, felt unease. The Council was composed of beings older than most stars, arbiters of galactic law, and masters of warfare. But when the human signals first appeared on their monitors, the Council paused. The readings were unusual. Small, primitive as humans seemed, their technology showed patterns that did not match anything in the Council's records. Something about Earth made even the oldest Council members shiver. Back on Earth, Elena watched as the first Draxian scouts entered the upper atmosphere. They were fast, agile, and deadly, but as they approached, Earth's defenses activated. Tiny pulses of energy disrupted their sensors, throwing off their targeting systems. The aliens were confused. They had never encountered such interference before. "Commander," a young officer said, voice trembling, They can't lock onto us. The weapons, they're missing." Elena swallowed hard. "Keep them busy. We don't know what else they have. Buy time." In space, the Draxian commanders grew frustrated. How could a world so small and primitive resist their fleet? Reports came in of unexpected failures. Communication arrays destroyed, missiles misfiring, ships colliding in confusion. Vortha's cold confidence began to crack. He slammed his fist against the table. "They are hiding something," he growled. "No species should resist the Draxians like this. Prepare all units. Find it. Destroy it." The humans were ready. On Earth, scientists and engineers moved with urgency. Experimental weapons, thought too risky before, were deployed. Energy shields hummed into life around cities, and AI-driven defense drones took to the skies. Despite the panic, a strange sense of hope spread. Humanity was fighting back, not with brute force, but with cleverness, innovation, and determination. The first real attack came in waves. Draxian fighters dove toward cities, energy beams slicing through the sky. But humans anticipated each move. Drones swarmed the attackers, satellites jammed their targeting, and hidden defenses detonated with precision. The aliens, who had believed Earth would crumble, now faced chaos. In the Council's chambers, whispers grew louder. "They adapt too quickly," one elder said. "Their intelligence, it is unlike any primitive race we know." Another added, "They may have allies, or powers we cannot detect. We should intervene." But the Council had rules. They could not interfere in a planetary conflict unless it threatened the galaxy. Still, fear lingered. Earth was small, yes, but its potential. It was unknown, and that unknown made even the most powerful uneasy. Elena moved through the command center like a storm. Every decision mattered. One wrong move and the planet could fall. She coordinated attacks, rerouted defenses, and monitored the civilians being evacuated. She knew the aliens expected fear, but the humans refused to give it. Determination burned in every eye around her. The night sky above became a battlefield of light and shadow. Alien warships glowed with deadly energy, while human defenses flickered and struck back in bursts. The first minutes of battle passed, but neither side would give in. The Draxians, confident and arrogant, began to realize Earth was different. It was not just a planet, they were facing something alive, something smart, and something very dangerous. As the first battle ended, both sides paused. Humans breathed heavily, but their spirits were high. The aliens retreated just enough to regroup, confused and angry. And the Galactic Council? They leaned closer to their monitors, eyes widening. This planet, this tiny blue world, it might be unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Somewhere deep in the shadows of space, a faint hum began, almost imperceptible, as if Earth itself was awakening. A warning, a signal, a hidden power that no one yet understood. The war had begun, but the humans were ready. The Draxians had made a mistake, one that would echo across the stars. And the galaxy was about to notice. The Draxian fleet drifted just beyond Earth's atmosphere, damaged ships limping through space. Admiral Vortha's anger was barely contained. His scanners had never lied before, yet now his weapons were failing, his fighters lost in chaos. He clenched his fists, staring at the blinking dots of human defense systems that had somehow outsmarted his best technology. "Send in the strike teams," he growled. "Leave nothing alive. Earth will kneel." On Earth, Commander Elena Diaz watched the approaching strike teams on her monitors. Her team had just repaired the damaged drones from the first encounter, and their small victory had boosted morale. "They think they can scare us," she muttered. "They don't know we have a plan." The humans' plan was simple but brilliant. They used the planet itself as a weapon. Underground bunkers released high-powered energy pulses, satellites created illusions in the sky, and fighter jets launched in unpredictable patterns. The Draxians, used to precise and predictable battles, were thrown into confusion. The first wave of Draxian fighters entered Earth's atmosphere, aiming straight for a city. Energy beams cut through the clouds, blazing across the night sky. But suddenly, the fighters were gone. Sensors scrambled, weapons misfired, and communications failed. The humans had created a maze of electronic traps, confusing the alien targeting systems. "Where did they go?" one Draxian officer shouted. His voice shook, betraying panic. "They're hiding something," Vorth barked. "Scan again. Scan harder." Meanwhile, humans were not just defending, they were attacking. Small teams of experimental drones struck alien ships, sabotaging engines and disabling weapons. Missiles were redirected, and stealth fighters emerged from the shadows, striking precise hits on vital alien components. Every move was calculated, every strike unpredictable. The aliens could not understand how a primitive race could fight like this. Elena watched the screens, her pulse steady. "They are strong, but they are not unstoppable. Keep the pressure. Don't let them breathe." In orbit, the Draxians began losing confidence. Reports of missing ships, malfunctioning weapons, and sudden losses came in one after another. Vorth slammed his console in frustration. His pride and arrogance were collapsing under human ingenuity. He had never faced a species that could turn chaos into an advantage. On Earth, scientists worked furiously in underground labs. Hidden energy systems, powered by Earth's own core, began activating. These systems had been dormant for decades, waiting for a moment like this. Suddenly, pulses of energy surged outward, forming invisible barriers around key cities and military installations. Alien projectiles melted harmlessly against them. The humans had a secret, and the Draxians had no idea what it was. High above, in the Council's chamber, the ancient beings whispered anxiously. "They are adapting too fast," one said. "No primitive race should be able to resist this. Something is different. Something dangerous." Another nodded, eyes fixed on Earth. "We should intervene before the Draxians realize it. Their curiosity may be deadly." Back on the battlefield, a massive Draxian destroyer approached a human city. Its energy beams roared to life, lighting the sky. Citizens ran in panic, but human fighters swarmed the alien ship, dodging beams with skill no one expected. Underground energy pulses shook the ground beneath the destroyer, disabling its shields and engines. The alien crew screamed in frustration as their ship fell from the sky in a controlled crash, careful humans preventing mass destruction on the ground. "This is impossible," one Draxian officer whispered. "How can they fight like this?" "They are clever," Vorth muttered, fury in his eyes. "They are not like any species I have faced. We are being outsmarted." On Earth, Elena allowed herself a brief smile. Every victory came at a cost, but humanity was proving that courage and intelligence could match raw power. The citizens watched from bunkers and safe zones as their military struck back, and hope grew where fear had reigned just hours before. But the war was far from over. The Draxians began calling reinforcements, larger ships from distant sectors moving toward Earth at unimaginable speeds. The humans had held them off for now, but the coming waves would be even stronger. Elena knew that each second counted. She coordinated every system, every ship, and every weapon with a precision that left even her officers in awe. And in the shadows of space, something stirred. Deep in Earth's core, hidden mechanisms hummed with a strange, powerful energy. The human secret was not just technology, it was something older, something connected to the planet itself. It was silent, unseen, but its presence could be felt in every pulse of the defense systems, in every victory, and in the growing fear of the Draxians. The night sky above Earth flickered with light from battles both seen and unseen. Explosions rocked the orbit, while beams of energy danced across cities. The humans were small in comparison to the alien fleet, but their courage and cunning made them seem much larger. Somewhere far away, the Galactic Council leaned closer to their monitors, eyes widening in shock. "This is not a simple planet," one elder whispered. "It may be one of the most dangerous in the galaxy, if not the most." The humans had survived the first major attack. They had proven they could fight back, think ahead, and protect their planet. The Draxians had learned that Earth was not weak, and the galaxy had learned to watch. And deep beneath the surface, Earth waited, its secret power ready for the next strike, ready to turn the tide even further. Far above the battlefield, in the shining halls of the Galactic Council, tension filled the air. Beings older than stars themselves whispered in low tones, their voices carrying weight that echoed across centuries. They had watched the Draxian fleet approach Earth, confident in its victory. But what they had just seen left even the most experienced members unsettled. "They are adapting too quickly," said Elder Corrin, his translucent hands trembling slightly over the glowing console. "No primitive species should be able to resist the Draxians like this. There is intelligence here, and power we cannot measure." A council member with dark, crystalline eyes replied, "It is more than technology. Their systems respond before the Draxians act. It is as if the planet itself thinks for them." Meanwhile, in the skies over Earth, the battle raged on. The Draxian reinforcements were still hours away, but the initial waves had tested humanity's defenses enough to reveal their ingenuity. Commander Elena Diaz moved swiftly through the command center, her eyes scanning multiple screens. Each display showed a different battlefield, from orbiting satellites to underground bunkers, all interacting seamlessly to protect the planet. "Status report," she demanded. Lieutenant Marks, a young officer with nerves of steel, spoke quickly. "All drones are operational. Energy pulses are stabilizing. We've forced the first wave of Draxians to retreat. Casualties are minimal, thanks to the automated defenses." Elena nodded. "Good. They will come back stronger. We need to be ready. Prepare the planetary shields and increase the AI coordination. Make sure every system can anticipate their moves." In orbit, the Draxian commanders struggled to comprehend what they faced. Every attack they launched was met with an unexpected counter, every plan disrupted before it could unfold. Fighter ships were destroyed in ways they could not predict, missiles rerouted mid-flight, and energy beams neutralized by invisible barriers. Confusion spread like wildfire among the alien crews. "They are thinking ahead," one muttered, fear evident in his tone. "How can a primitive species have such coordination?" Admiral Vortha's face darkened. "They are hiding something," he growled. "Find it. Destroy it. If we do not, the Draxian Empire will fall before Earth even begins to fight." Back on Earth, Elena's team worked tirelessly. Scientists monitored strange energy fluctuations beneath the planet's surface, signals they could not fully explain but which seemed to strengthen the defenses above. "The core is reacting," said Dr. Amina Rashid, a physicist overseeing the energy grids. "It's like the planet itself is alive, supporting us." Elena's brow furrowed. "Alive or not, we use it. Every advantage counts. Prepare for their next strike." The first signs of the Draxian counterattack appeared hours later. Scout ships began to gather along the edge of the solar system, their weapons glowing ominously in the darkness of space. The humans had a few hours to anticipate the assault, to study patterns and prepare. And yet, even with all their cleverness, a sense of dread hung in the air. The council continued their deliberations, tension thickening the chamber. "If they can resist the Draxians this well," Elder Corrin whispered, "imagine what they could do against other forces in the galaxy. We may be witnessing the rise of a new power, one that could challenge us." A younger council member with feathers of silver and gold interlaced in his arms asked, "Do we intervene? Or do we let them fight alone?" "Intervention could destroy the balance," another elder replied. "But inaction could be catastrophic if the Draxians discover Earth's full potential." Meanwhile, back on Earth, civilians looked up at the night sky, unaware of the invisible war raging above them. Cities were quiet, lights flickering as power grids adjusted to the unseen forces defending them. People whispered about strange streaks of light, sudden bursts of energy, and unexplained shadows that moved with the storms. Most thought it was natural phenomena. Only a few knew the truth. Humanity was fighting for its very survival. The Draxian fleet's first reinforcements arrived silently. Massive warships, bigger and more terrifying than the previous waves, moved into formation. They were confident that sheer numbers would crush the humans' defenses. But the humans had learned from the first battle. Every attack had been recorded, every weakness analyzed. And now, the humans were ready to use the full power of the planet itself. Elena issued the order. "Activate Phase 2. All systems coordinated. We strike only where necessary. Keep them guessing. Remember, they expect fear. We give them strategy." Energy grids deep beneath the surface pulsed like the heartbeat of a living creature. Satellites adjusted to form a protective lattice, drones flitted between ships and cities, and fighter squadrons performed coordinated maneuvers that seemed impossible to predict. The Draxians, observing through their sensors, could not understand the method behind the chaos. In the council's chamber, monitors showed the same battles. Elders leaned closer, eyes wide with shock and curiosity. "They are not just surviving," Elder Corrin whispered. "They are thriving under pressure. This is unprecedented." As the first volleys of the second wave hit, humans struck with precision. Alien ships were disabled, not destroyed, forcing retreats and creating confusion in the enemy lines. Each victory built morale and tested the Draxians' patience. Admiral Vortha's frustration reached a boiling point, but even he had to admit, these humans were extraordinary. Elena stood silently in the command center, watching the outcomes unfold. She knew the battle was far from over. The Draxians were only beginning to realize that Earth was not weak. And the Council, once passive observers, now understood that this small planet, these clever humans, were a force that could no longer be ignored. Deep beneath the surface, the hum of Earth's secret energy continued, a subtle but undeniable presence. It was a warning, a signal, a promise of power that no one yet fully comprehended. The war had escalated, and the humans were ready. The Draxians had made a mistake, and the galaxy was beginning to notice. The night sky above Earth glowed with tension. The Draxian fleet, larger and more powerful than before, hovered near the edge of the atmosphere. Their warships hummed with deadly energy, their weapons ready to strike. Confidence had returned to some commanders, but a creeping unease lingered. Every encounter with humans so far had been unexpected. Every attack had failed in ways they could not understand. Deep beneath the surface, hidden in the core of the planet, energy pulsed. It was quiet at first, subtle, almost like a heartbeat. Scientists monitoring it in underground bunkers noticed the fluctuations. Dr. Amina Rashid stared at the readings, eyes wide. "It's incredible," she whispered. "The planet is responding. It's like it knows what's coming." Commander Elena Diaz paced the command center. "Keep monitoring," she said, voice firm. "Every defense must be ready. They won't stop, and we cannot underestimate them." On the surface, humans prepared for the next wave. Fighter squadrons launched from hidden bases, their sleek frames invisible against the dark sky. Satellites realigned, forming invisible grids that disrupted the enemy's sensors. Drones swarmed across strategic positions, ready to intercept the alien attack. Humanity's defenses were no longer just a reaction, they were a coordinated, intelligent system. The first Draxian strike came suddenly. Massive beams of energy lit up the sky, slicing through clouds and aiming straight for major cities. On board the lead alien warship, Admiral Vortha's eyes gleamed with expectation. "They will crumble this time," he said, a cruel smile on his face. But Earth had a secret. From beneath the surface, energy surged outward, invisible but powerful. Alien sensors went haywire. Weapons misfired. Shields malfunctioned. Ships collided with each other as if the planet itself was interfering with their systems. The Draxians froze, unable to comprehend what was happening. On the command center screens, Elena watched as the chaos unfolded. Her heart raced, but she smiled. "They think this is just luck," she said. "They don't know the planet itself is on our side." The humans struck back. Fighter jets darted through the sky with precision, striking vital points on alien ships. Drones disabled engines, and missiles were redirected to hit critical systems. The Draxians had never faced a species that could turn their own attacks against them. In orbit, the battle grew more intense. The Draxian fleet attempted to regroup, but Earth's defenses were everywhere. Invisible energy shields repelled their weapons, and AI-guided drones targeted weaknesses in their hulls. One by one, alien warships were disabled. The aliens panicked, their confidence shattered. "They are controlling the battlefield," a Draxian officer whispered, fear creeping into his voice. "It's impossible. How can a primitive species have this power?" Vortha's face turned red with anger. "This is not primitive," he roared. They are cheating. Find the source. Destroy it." But the source could not be destroyed. Deep beneath the surface, the planet pulsed with energy, almost alive, supporting every human move. Humans did not understand it fully either, but they knew it was their advantage. The Draxians had underestimated Earth, and now they were paying the price. In the Galactic Council chambers, elders leaned forward, eyes wide. "It's as we feared," Elder Corrin said. "This planet, it's not just inhabited. It's something else entirely. Their defenses are amplified by the world itself." A younger council member gasped. "If the Draxians are losing here, what could they do if they faced another power? The humans, they are not just survivors. They are a force of nature." Back on Earth, civilians watched the skies, unaware of the full scale of the battle. Beams of light streaked across the heavens. Explosions erupted above cities but caused minimal damage, thanks to hidden defenses. People whispered stories of strange lights and sudden shadows, unaware that humanity's hidden power was protecting them. The Draxians retreated slightly, regrouping, their fleet battered and confused. Vortha's face was a mask of fury. "They are stronger than we imagined," he said through gritted teeth. "We cannot continue like this. Retreat for now. But mark my words. Earth will pay." Elena allowed herself a brief moment of relief. The humans had survived, not through brute strength, but through intelligence, courage, and an almost mystical connection to their planet. Every move had been calculated, every strike precise, and the secret power beneath the surface had turned the tide. In orbit, disabled alien ships floated silently. The surviving Draxians panicked, unsure whether to continue the attack or flee. Humanity had proven itself in ways the galaxy had never expected. The planet itself seemed to hum, a subtle but unmistakable reminder that Earth was not a world to be conquered easily. The Galactic Council watched silently, fear and respect growing. "We must pay attention," Elder Corrin said. "This species, and this planet, may change everything." Deep below, Earth's secret energy continued to pulse, waiting for the next wave. The humans had revealed a glimpse of their true potential, and the Draxians had learned a painful lesson. Attacking Earth was not a simple victory. The war was only beginning, and the balance of power in the galaxy had already shifted. The Draxian fleet hovered in the dark expanse above Earth, battered and broken. Their warships bore scars from battles they had not expected to lose. Panic rippled through the ranks. Even the bravest soldiers whispered about the humans' strange defenses, their unpredictability, and the power that seemed to flow from the planet itself. Admiral Vortha's face was a storm of anger and disbelief. "How can this be?" he shouted. "Every strike we launch is neutralized. Every plan we make, destroyed. They are not just fighting, they are controlling us." In the command center on Earth, Commander Elena Diaz observed the alien fleet's hesitation. Her team had analyzed their retreat patterns, studying how fear and confusion had taken root among the Draxians. "They are scared," she said quietly. "We can use that. Prepare a warning message. Let them know they cannot win, but also, we are ready for whatever comes next." The message was simple but deadly clear. Transmitted across multiple frequencies, in the Draxians' own language, it echoed through their fleet: "Leave Earth or face total annihilation. Your weapons will not touch our planet again." The message struck fear deep into the hearts of alien commanders. The Draxians had never received a warning like this from a species they considered primitive. Some laughed in disbelief, thinking it was a bluff. Others, however, felt a chill run through their circuits and bones. The humans were not like the rest of the galaxy. They were unpredictable, fearless, and powerful. On board the lead ship, Vorth slammed his fist against a console. "Silence that message!" he roared. But the communication system had already spread the warning across every Draxian vessel. The words were everywhere, echoing through their minds and shattering their confidence. On Earth, Elena watched as the alien fleet wavered. Their movements were slow, uncertain. Even with their superior numbers, they hesitated to attack. Humans had learned that fear could be used as a weapon, and now, with their hidden planetary power and precise defenses, they controlled the battlefield more than ever. In orbit, Draxian officers argued fiercely. "We cannot retreat. They are primitive, they cannot harm us," one shouted. Another replied, voice trembling, "We cannot take the risk. Their weapons, their defenses. It is like they are alive. This is not normal." The Galactic Council observed silently, leaning over their consoles. "This is unprecedented," Elder Corrin murmured. "They have survived, adapted, and now they are striking fear into a major empire. Their potential is extraordinary and terrifying." Back on Earth, civilians remained largely unaware of the full scale of the battle. But whispers spread about strange events: alien ships falling from orbit, flashes of light in the sky, and sudden, unexplained shields that saved entire cities from destruction. People began to hope. Humanity was not powerless. The planet itself seemed to protect them, and their leaders were clever, brave, and unyielding. The Draxians attempted one last coordinated strike. Massive warships charged forward, weapons blazing. But the humans were ready. Energy grids pulsed beneath the surface, invisible shields flickered to life, and drones struck with unerring precision. Ships were disabled before they could reach the atmosphere. Missiles exploded mid-flight. Alien pilots screamed in frustration and disbelief. Admiral Vorth realized the truth. They are not just surviving. They are stronger than we imagined. Retreat. For now. Regroup and rethink. Earth cannot be conquered by force alone. The humans watched the retreating fleet through telescopes and satellites. Cheers erupted in command centers. Not because they had defeated the Draxians completely, but because they had survived, and they had proven that intelligence, courage, and ingenuity could overcome raw power. Elena allowed herself a brief moment of satisfaction. "This is just the beginning," she said softly. "They will return, but next time, we will be ready. And they will remember, Earth is not weak." Meanwhile, deep beneath the surface, the planet's hidden energy pulsed stronger than ever. It had responded to the humans' courage, to their strategy, and to their determination. The Draxians had seen only a glimpse of it. They had made a mistake, underestimating both the humans and the world they called home. In the Galactic Council, the elders whispered urgently. "We must monitor this species closely," one said. "Their abilities are growing, and the Draxians have already felt the consequences of underestimating them. Humanity may soon reshape the balance of power in the galaxy." Above, in the skies over Earth, the retreating Draxian fleet left streaks of light, reminders of the battle that had been fought and survived. Citizens watched from below, unaware of the true scale of the war, but feeling the hope that had spread like fire. Humanity had stood against a galaxy-renowned empire and had survived, not just by chance, but through courage, intelligence, and a mysterious hidden power that no one fully understood. The war was far from over. The Draxians would return, stronger and more determined. But humanity had sent its message. Earth would not surrender. And the galaxy had learned, perhaps for the first time, to fear the humans. The night sky above Earth was alive with light and sound. The Draxian fleet, desperate and furious, had returned with even more ships than before. Massive warships loomed in orbit, bristling with weapons designed to crush humanity in a single strike. Their confidence was gone, replaced by anger and fear. Every commander aboard knew that this battle would decide the fate of their empire's pride, and perhaps the planet itself. Commander Elena Diaz stood in the command center, calm but focused. She had anticipated this. Every defensive system, every drone, every energy shield had been prepared for a battle of this scale. All units, coordinate, she said. We know their tactics now. We strike smart. We strike together. Keep the pressure. Do not give them an opening. Deep beneath the surface, Earth's secret energy pulsed like a heartbeat. It was stronger than ever, responding to human courage and determination. Every shield, every weapon, every system above ground seemed to be amplified by this hidden power. Humans didn't fully understand it, but they knew it worked. The Draxians launched their first wave. Beams of energy tore across the sky, aimed at cities and military bases alike. Massive warships fired relentlessly, expecting little resistance. But the humans were ready. Fighter jets weaved through the beams, invisible energy shields protected key locations, and drones struck at the weak points of the alien ships. The Draxians, for the first time in their history, faced defeat not because of numbers, but because of intelligence. They are stronger than we imagined, a Draxian officer said, fear creeping into his voice. How is this possible? They should be nothing. Admiral Vortha's hands clenched into fists. They are clever. Too clever. Prepare the final strike. Crush them before they understand the full power of the planet. Elena gave orders with precision. Focus on the flagship first. Disable their command systems. Take out communications. Without them, the rest will fall apart. Drones swarmed toward the lead Draxian ship, striking with pinpoint accuracy. Energy beams from the planet itself disrupted their shields. Fighters attacked from angles the aliens could not predict. Every move of the humans seemed coordinated with the hidden power below. The flagship shuddered under the relentless assault. Vorth roared in frustration. Impossible! Our weapons, failing. Ships around him were disabled one by one. Pilots panicked. Systems overloaded. The human strategy combined with Earth's secret power created chaos among the Draxians. On the ground, civilians watched strange streaks of light in the sky. Explosions rocked the heavens, yet cities remained mostly safe. They had no idea the full scale of what was happening above them. All they felt was hope, a hope that their planet, their home, was protected by courage, intelligence, and something more. In orbit, the Draxians tried to regroup, but it was too late. The flagship was disabled, drifting helplessly. Without command, the other warships faltered, collisions and misfires spreading panic. The humans pressed the advantage, striking relentlessly. Every attack was anticipated, every move countered. The Draxians had never faced anything like it. In the Galactic Council, elders leaned forward in shock. This is beyond anything we expected, Elder Corrin whispered. A primitive species, controlling a planetary defense that overwhelms a major empire. This is unprecedented. Back on Earth, Elena watched as the last of the Draxian fleet faltered. Communications went silent. The humans had not just defended, they had won. The battlefield was theirs. Humanity had survived against overwhelming odds, not with sheer force, but with intelligence, strategy, and the hidden power of their planet. Vortha's face was pale. We have underestimated them greatly, he muttered. His fleet, once proud and unstoppable, now floated in ruin, a testament to human cunning and the strength of their homeworld. Elena allowed herself a moment to breathe. She knew the battle was over for now. The Draxians had learned a painful lesson. Earth was not weak, and humanity was not to be underestimated. The Galactic Council observed silently, fear and respect filling the chamber. This species, and this planet, may change the balance of power in the galaxy, Elder Corrin said. We must watch closely. Above, in the night sky, Earth glowed with energy. The humans had proven their worth. The planet itself had joined the fight, and the Draxians had retreated in defeat. The war had reached a turning point. Humanity was no longer just a small, primitive species. They were a force to be reckoned with. And deep beneath the surface, Earth's secret energy pulsed, stronger and more alive than ever. It was a silent promise. The humans had only just begun to show their power, and the galaxy would soon know that Earth was no longer a world to conquer. It was a world to fear and respect. The Draxian fleet had vanished beyond the solar system, scattered and broken. Silence settled over Earth, but it was not quiet. It was a silence of triumph. Humanity had faced a galactic empire and survived. They had outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and outlasted a force far stronger than themselves. And the planet itself, mysterious and powerful, had played its part. Commander Elena Diaz walked through the command center, her eyes scanning the screens one last time. The humans had held every major city, defended the skies, and neutralized every alien ship. Her officers, exhausted but exhilarated, shared quiet smiles. This was more than survival, it was victory. Prepare a report, Elena said. Send it to the Galactic Council. Let them know who we are. Let them know that humanity is a force in the galaxy now. Deep in orbit, the remaining Draxian ships drifted, damaged and silent. Admiral Vorth had retreated, nursing his pride and his losses. He knew the truth. Earth could not be conquered, at least not by brute force. The humans had proven that courage, intelligence, and strategy could overcome even overwhelming power. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the Galactic Council watched the aftermath of the battle unfold. Elder Corrin leaned forward, eyes wide with awe. They have done what no species has done before, he whispered. They have survived, defeated a major empire, and displayed a level of intelligence and cunning that rivals some of the oldest civilizations. A younger council member added, "We cannot ignore them. Earth has proven its worth. We must extend respect and caution to this species. They are no longer a minor planet in the galaxy. They are a rising power." Back on Earth, celebrations were subdued but heartfelt. People emerged from bunkers, streets filled with cautious joy. Citizens shared stories of the strange lights, the mysterious shields, and the courage of the pilots and soldiers who had defended them. Children looked up at the sky, wondering about the stars and what humans had just accomplished. In the command center, Elena spoke quietly to her team. "We have shown the galaxy what we are capable of. But this is just the beginning. There are more challenges ahead, more empires, more unknown forces. We must be ready. Humanity has earned respect today, but the universe is vast, and we have much to learn." Deep beneath the surface, the planet's hidden energy pulsed once more, steady and strong. It had helped humanity when they needed it most. But its full potential remained a mystery, even to those who had witnessed its power. The Draxians had seen only a fraction, and the Galactic Council understood that Earth was far more than a simple world. In distant sectors, word of the battle began to spread. Other civilizations whispered about the humans who had defended their home planet against a galactic empire. Rumors spread quickly. Earth was not weak, Earth was clever, and Earth was not to be underestimated. Humans, once considered minor players in the galactic arena, were now a force that commanded attention. Commander Elena stood at a window, looking up at the stars. She felt the weight of what they had accomplished and the responsibility it brought. Humanity had survived the impossible. They had proven that intelligence, courage, and ingenuity could face even the most powerful adversaries. And the galaxy had taken notice. "Today, we are no longer just survivors," Elena said quietly to herself. "We are a force, and the universe will remember Earth." In the shadows of space, the remnants of the Draxian fleet regrouped, wary and hesitant. They had learned a lesson that would never be forgotten. Attacking Earth was a mistake, and humanity was a species not to be underestimated. The Galactic Council, once passive observers, now watched closely. Humanity's rise was inevitable, and its future in the galaxy was no longer uncertain. They had survived, they had triumphed, and they had sent a message. Earth was not weak, and humans were capable of great things. Above the planet, the stars shone as if celebrating. The humans had proven themselves, not just to the galaxy but to themselves. They had faced annihilation and emerged stronger, smarter, and more united. The hidden power of Earth had revealed itself, but even that was only a glimpse of the potential yet to come. Humanity had survived the storm. They had turned fear into strategy, weakness into ingenuity, and danger into triumph. And as the universe watched, Earth stood proud, a small blue world with a power and spirit that no empire could ever ignore. The battle was over, but the story of humanity's rise had only just begun. The galaxy would remember this day forever. The day humans stood against an empire, and the day the planet itself showed that Earth was not to be conquered.